carried storms inside me that no one ever saw. Smiled through breaking moments, held myself together with a flaw. Some nights I felt unsteady, like the ground was giving in. But even in the silence, something kept me breathing in. All the words I never voiced, all the things I tried to hide, turned into quiet echoes I was forced to face inside. Emotion, the truth beneath the pain, the reason that we fall apart, the fire in the rain. Emotion, the one thing we can't fake, the tear behind the bravery, the beauty in the break. Emotion, the heart that won't stay still, the softness that survives the storm when nothing else will. In ways that hurt me, but I choose them all again, because you only learn your real self when you lose, not when you win. I've walked away from people who were never built to stay, but even in the leaving, their shadows taught me something anyway. Every fracture I endured, every truth I tried to fight, became the quiet evidence that I was stepping toward the light. Emotion, the pulse beneath this scar, the echo of the honesty that shows us who we are. And still remain right here. Maybe strength is just admitting that your heart is worn and wild. Maybe courage isn't roaring. Maybe it's the tales you never filed. Maybe joy and pain on rivals. Maybe they're the same heartbeat, teaching us that being fragile doesn't mean accepting defeat. Hey, emotion, the truth we cannot run, the whisper in the emptiness that tells us we're not done. Emotion, the reason we survive, the quiet flame inside the dark that keeps our souls alive. Emotion, the one thing we can't trust, the part of us that breaks and grows and turns the kept giving you the pieces that I never saved for me. Tried to prove that I was worth it in the ways you couldn't see. I mistook your quiet distance as a sign to hold on tight, thinking if I loved you harder, you'd learn how to treat me right. I kept hoping you would notice how I bent to fit your needs, but love becomes a wound when you forget that hearts can bleed. I hurt myself loving you, trying to be the cure you never asked for. I broke my own reflection, knocking on a locked door. I carried all your shadows like they were my burden too. But the deepest cuts I ever felt were the ones I made loving you. I kept waiting for a moment when your walls would fall away, but all the promises you whispered never made it through the day. I gave chances like forgiveness was a language you would learn, but you can't grow something tender in a place that never yearned. I kept fighting for the future that you never meant to build. I was loving out of famine and expecting to be filled. I hurt myself loving you, trying to fix the cracks you wouldn't face. I tore myself to pieces just to keep you in your place. I held on to the hurting like it proved my love was true, but every scar across my heart spells the truth. I hurt myself loving you. Maybe losing you was mercy, though it didn't feel that way. Maybe walking off that battlefield is how I learned to stay. And maybe all the tears I shed were lessons in disguise, reminding me that loving wrong is how a truer self is born inside. I hurt myself loving you, but I'm done confusing pain with fate. I'm learning how to want someone who doesn't make me break. The hardest part of healing is admitting what is true. I didn't lose you in the end, I lost the me who hurt myself loving you. Slow rain on the window, Bangkok breathing in the night. coffee getting colder while I'm trying to get it right. Your shadow on my table feels warmer than the rest. I hear your name echo like midnight in my chest. Every streetlight flickers like it's whispering your truth. Every taxi passing feels a little like our youth. It's midnight in my chest, and the silence hits too deep. I'm holding all the memories we promised we would keep. The city keeps on shining, but I'm dimmer than the rest. 'Cause you're gone and I'm alone with midnight in my chest. Credinal is crying through a smoky alley song. Everything around me says you've been here all along. Your laughter in my headphones, but the world feels colorless. Still walking through the heartache with midnight in my chest. Neon signs are buzzing like they're calling out your name. I try to let it go, but every night feels just the same. It's midnight in my chest, and the silence hits too deep. I'm holding all the memories we promised we would keep. The city keeps on shining, but I'm dimmer than the rest. 'Cause you're gone and I'm alone with midnight in my chest. If healing had a sound, it'd be a soft high jazz guitar playing somewhere far away while I stare at distant stars. But I'm still in this moment, letting truth replace regret. You're a story in my heartbeat, a midnight I won't forget. It's midnight in my chest, but the darkness starts to fade. The rhythm of the city slowly carries me away. And maybe I'll be stronger when the sun is rising next. But tonight I'm still here living with midnight in my chest. Is finally softer than the storms I walk through blind. I can sit inside the silence without losing half my mind. Every bruise has grown its meaning, every scar has learned its place, and the person I'm becoming wears a calmer kind of face. I'm not chasing perfect endings, I'm not trying to rewind. I'm just learning I can stand without breaking every time. I'm still here after everything that burned, after every lesson learned, after nights I thought I'd vanish in the shadows of the hurt. I'm still here, not untouched, but finally whole, with a softer, deeper soul. After all that tried to break me, after pain and after fear, I'm still here. I don't tremble when I'm lonely, I don't fear the way I feel. I've stopped begging every heartbeat to be loud or strong or real. There's a quiet in my chest now that I never had before. Not a silence born from emptiness, quiet through the tears. And after everything, I'm still here.
Morning comes without your shadow, without the warmth you left behind. I don't wake up expecting your heartbeat tangled into mine, but the silence has a rhythm, a slow and steady kind of truth. It tells me life keeps going in the days after you. I learned the world won't crumble just because we came undone. Some goodbyes don't burn in fire, some fade quietly with the sun. These are the days after you, the ones that feel too wide, the ones that teach me how to stand without your hands beside. I'm not the same, but I'm still here with something raw but true. There's still a life worth living in the days after you. Rebuilding all the pieces that I lost when you were mine. Not to change what happened, just to understand the signs. There's a gentleness in endings that I never saw before. Even heartbreak has a doorway you must walk through to restore. I'm learning to stop searching for the person that I knew. Sometimes love and growing older are the same shade of blue. These are the days after you, the ones where hope feels small, the ones that show me healing isn't loud or brave at all. I breathe through all the emptiness, accepting what is true. I'm still becoming someone in the days after you. Maybe you were meant to teach me where the deeper courage grows. Maybe losing you was opening a chapter I still don't know. But the heart keeps beating softly, even when it's split in two. And every quiet step reminds me I survived losing you. These are the days after you, where memory turns to grace, where I can miss you honestly without collapsing in your place. The past is softer than it was, and I finally pull through. I'm learning who I am again in the days after you. The quiet, where the shadows breathe slow. Every step feels familiar, like somewhere I used to go. There's a softness in the every word. I don't call your name, but the silence seems to hear. I don't reach for you, but something pulls me near, because the night remembers us, the way we loved, the way we broke. It carries all the whispered things we never had the strength to say out loud. The night remembers us even when we act like we forgot. It keeps the pieces we let go and wears them like a quiet crown. I trace the dim horizon as the memories unfold. They don't hurt like they once did, but they never grow old. There's a gentle kind of ache in the spaces we outgrew, and the darkness feels like home because it still belongs to you. I don't call your name, but it rises in my chest. I don't search for you, but the night knows the rest, because the night remembers us, the way we dreamed, the way we fell. It keeps the echoes of a truth we didn't know how to keep alive. The night remembers us, every promise, every spell. What we buried in the daylight still survives in its quiet light. Maybe in another life we won't be strangers to ourselves. Maybe love won't feel so distant like a book on an empty shelf. But here in this endless quiet, as the world sleeps without fuss, even time steps out of time, because the night remembers us. Yes, the night remembers us, the rise, the fall, the almost fade. Even if we learn to let go, it holds the things we couldn't face. The night remembers us, and somehow that's enough. The gentle truth the darkness keeps when daylight can't be touched.
I used to recognize my heartbeat before it learned to hesitate, before I let your shadow shape me, before I slipped beneath the weight. I used to trust the quiet moments instead of fearing what they'd show. But loving you turned every silence into something I didn't know. I kept losing little pieces, trying to keep you close to me, till I barely saw the outline of who I used to be. Now I miss who I was before you, before I dimmed my brightest parts, before I learned to measure miss the person I once was long before I loved you. I used to dream without permission, without waiting for a sign. But you taught me how to shrink just to keep you intertwined. I thought giving you my softness meant that you would give it too. But the more I tried to love you right, the more I drifted out of you. You didn't take me from me, I handed pieces one by one. But even love was sacrificed until the giving came undone. And now I miss who I was before you, before I questioned every word, before I learned that saying stay could make my own voice go unheard. I miss the way my soul felt whole before it fractured into two. I miss the version of myself that never learned to chase you. Maybe losing me was easier than losing what we tried to be. Maybe I confused your distance with something meant for me. But the hardest truth I'm facing in the dim of this half light, I'm still searching for the person I lost loving you too tight. Tight. And yes, I miss who I was before you, but I'm slowly getting back. Piece by piece I feel the warmth filling in the places cracked. I'm learning I can heal again, even after what we went through, because the one I'm finding now is someone stronger than the one before you.
There's a whisper in the doorway where the night begins to sway. The piano hums a memory I try to throw away. Your silhouette still lingers in the corners of my mind, soft as velvet shadows you left behind. Velvet shadows on my skin, your ghost is leaning in. Every heartbeat feels like deja vu, like I'm still dancing close to you. Velvet shadows slow and warm, love fading like a quiet storm. Some goodbyes never sound like no, they just fade slow. There's a half-empty glass on the table where you sat. I can hear your laughter curling underneath my breath. vu, like I'm still dancing close to you. Velvet shadows slow and warm, love fading like a quiet storm. Some goodbyes never slam the door, they drift apart and say no more. Maybe the night's just lonely, maybe I'm too. Maybe the bar lights playing tricks, making me feel you. But in this smoky silence I finally understand. Some love just melts away like footprints in the sand. Velvet shadows everywhere, your touch still in the air. Every song becomes a memory, every note a little ache in me. Velvet shadows soft and true, the kind that midnight pulls me through. Losing you didn't end the night, it just dimmed the light. There's a quiet in the corners where your laughter used to be. Every shadow on the wall still feels like part of you and me. I can touch the fading echoes, but they slip between my hands. Proof that even honest moments don't always get to stand. We try to build forever on the pieces of our past, but some things fall apart no matter how we hold them fast. This is what love leaves behind, the softness and the scars, the nights we almost made it, the truth of who we are. It leaves a quiet aching, the kind that doesn't lie. Not every love survives the world, but it still teaches us to try. There's a space beside the window where your heartbeat used to rest. I still feel the ghost of comfort pressing gentle on my chest. Every memory hits different when the dust begins to clear. You start seeing what was fragile in the things you held so dear. We cared in different languages and never learned the same, but loving you was honest, even when it brought us pain. This is what love leaves behind, the fragments and the flame, the hurt that turns to wisdom, the lessons we can't name. It leaves a silent blessing, a peace we never find, because even when it breaks us, love still leaves something kind. Maybe growth means letting go clench a trembling hand. And though we lost the future we imagined in our minds, I'm grateful for the parts of me your heart helped redefine. This is what love leaves behind: the courage to move on, the strength to face the quiet when the echoes have withdrawn. It leaves a softer version of the ones we were inside. Yes, we didn't get forever, but love leaves more than what it takes when it finally says goodbye. There's a softness in the dark where your memory used to live. Not the kind that breaks me, just the part I still forgive. We were standing in the quiet, two hearts running out of room, both waiting for the other to admit we ended too soon. We kept dancing around the edges of the truth we wouldn't face. Every silence pulled us further out of reach, out of grace. This is where we fell apart, in the space between our hearts, in the things we didn't say, in the shadows we obeyed. We were trying not to break, but we broke right from the start. Now the night's the only witness to where we fell apart, to where we fell apart. I remember how you trembled when you didn't want to stay. I remember how I held you like that could keep you from the fray. But love can't save a moment that was slipping through our hands. We were holding on to echoes of a life we never planned. We were scared of being honest, scared of choosing to let go. So we loved each other quietly in a world we didn't grow. This is where we fell apart, in the hurt we didn't chart, in the doubts we left unspoken, in the promises half broken. We kept waiting for a sign, but we drifted heart by heart, and the truth still softly lingers in where we fell apart, in where we fell apart. Baby, love was meant to teach us more than what we tried to prove. Maybe losing one another was the only way to move, and bro, we'll never be the same. I still honor what we knew, the quiet, fragile moments when we almost made it through. This is where we fell apart, but it's also where we grew, where the pain became a teacher and the light came breaking through. I won't rewrite the ending, I won't question what was true. I'll just whisper one last thank you to where we fell apart, and everything we never knew.